This is Norway's weirdest public transport. In Norwegian, it's called a beltebil, a snowcoach. A tracked vehicle from the 1960s, built in Canada, and in winter, it's the only way to reach a small settlement deep in the Jotunheimen Mountains. We're going to ride it. We partnered with Jotunheimen Travel to make this video. We arrived at Tyin. Beautiful weather, but a chilling -20. It was the beginning of winter vacation, and we were not alone. 3 coaches were fully loaded with families heading up to their cabins for the holiday week. Luggage was strapped to the roof. It felt like traveling in a completely different time. A beltebil, or snowcoach. That's what Norwegians call these machines. The name beltebil simply means track vehicle. They were built by the Canadian company Bombardier from the mid-1940s to the early 1980s. Most of them are long gone. But here in Valdres, the local transport company, JVB, still operates a fleet of 12 on a scheduled route between Tyin and Eidsbugarden. For those of you who want the technical details, the Bombardier B12 was designed to carry 12 passengers. It has tracks in the rear and steering skis at the front. The original models came with a Chrysler inline 6-cylinder engine, producing 115 horsepower, paired with a manual gearbox. After several upgrades, the coaches are now wider, with 310 horsepower and a 3-speed automatic gearbox. The whole thing weighs about 1,500 kilos and does about 35 kilometers an hour over snow. Each vehicle can take up to 14 people with luggage. JVB's first snowcoach arrived after World War II, when surplus military tracked vehicles became available. The first trip was on the 19th of February 1948. JVB is the only transport company in Norway still using snowcoaches in regular scheduled service. One thing we have to warn you about. The inside of a snowcoach is loud. Very loud. If you are sensitive to noise, bring ear protection. In summer, you can drive this road at 80 kilometers an hour. There's no road anymore, but signs peek through the snow in some places. The snowcoach just follows the route across the frozen landscape. Through the windows, you see nothing but snow, mountains, and sky. These are not just a tourist attraction. This is actual public transport. The snowcoaches run on a fixed timetable, several times a day, and you can find them on ntor.no. People use them to get to their cabins, and some people work up here. Then you arrive at Eidsbugarden.
Have you been here?
Yes.
Oh, you've been. Oh, wow.
Yes, I've been everywhere except Setesdal.
And the time you've been here, have you used one of those snowmobiles or?
No, it was in summer, so I drove the car here.
Oh, so you can drive in the summer here?
Yeah. You see there is a parking sign there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Eidsbugarden is a mountain settlement at 1,065 meters on the shore of Lake Bygden. There's a DNT cabin called Fondsbu, and around 160 private cabins. The snowcoach is the only connection to the outside world in winter. This place has history. In 1868, the Norwegian poet Asmund Olafsson Vinje built a cabin here. It was Norway's first cabin built for recreational use. Vinje is also the man who gave Jotunheimen its name and co-founded DNT. Before him, the region didn't even have a name. So in a way, this is where Norwegian mountain tourism was born. Today, Fondsbu has 100 beds and has been run by the same host, Solbjørg Kvålshaugen, since 2002. Solbjørg is known as Mor Fondsbu, Mother Fondsbu. She's been called Norway's most famous cabin host, she's been on national TV, and Letitia, our guide from Jotunheimen Travel, told us her colleagues talk about Solbjørg several times a week, and not because of work. And after being there, it will be the same at Explore Norway. After the freezing ride, the first thing you want is warmth and food. We expected the usual cabin food. What we got was something else entirely. Solbjørg served local food, properly made, and the cabin had an atmosphere that made you want to stay. This was supposed to be a quick lunch stop. It turned into a highlight of the day. After lunch, we went out for a snowshoe walk around Eidsbugarden. You don't need to go far. You're at over 1,000 meters, surrounded by some of Norway's highest peaks, on the frozen lake. The landscape does everything. When walking around the settlement, you will notice a big red building with Hotel written on. This used to be Eidsbugarden Hotel, which unfortunately went bankrupt in 2021. The sun was going down, and then it was time to take the snowcoach back. One thing nobody tells you is that getting into these vehicles is not exactly elegant when you use the cargo door by accident.
To me it's like that, but
The sun had already gone below the horizon, but there was still light in the sky. Everybody was tired, full, and happy. Getting out is not much easier than getting in. Normally one uses the front door on the passenger side. If you want to do this trip yourself, here is what you need to know. You can either drive to Tyin and buy a snowcoach ticket, like any public transport in Norway. The partner of this video, Jotunheimen Travel, offers 2 packages. The day package includes the express bus from Oslo, Bergen, or Flåm, the snowcoach, snowshoes, and lunch at Fondsbu. If you don't want to rush, there is also a 2-day package which adds an overnight stay at Fondsbu with full board. That's a completely different experience from the short ride we did. Check the link in the description for current prices and booking. The snowcoaches run from mid-February to mid-April. If you don't want to experience the freezing temperatures, come in April. It's usually a bit warmer. By the way, there are no facilities at Tyin. No waiting room, no toilet. So if you arrive by bus, use the toilet before you get off. The snowcoach is usually there well before departure, so you can wait inside. So that's it for this time. If you want to discover Jotunheimen, check one of these videos.